I'm sorry, that wasn't black people.
Did she just say that? And why is she getting away with this? Now, recently, a white woman woke up sick and she decided to go to the doctor's office. And on getting to the doctor's office, she found out that the receptionist was a black woman. Now, something happened here and there. There was some commotion going on. And she made a statement that she just had at the beginning. She was calling the receptionist the N-word. And that's when this lady in the waiting area decided, you know what, let me pull out my phone and record this. We're going to just kind of break it down and then get into it. Let's watch it.
I don't think we have a point of view. I'm sorry, that wasn't black people. We don't allow, one moment. Please come this way. Okay. We don't talk to people that way. Everyone, we don't accept that kind of talk here.
Oh, well, I need to be seen by my doctor.
Who's your doctor?
Bridget.
Okay.
And the other thing that also caught my attention was when she made her statement and the other white lady stepped in to kind of take her aside and say, you know what, we don't allow this here. Now, I want you to picture this. Imagine you're a black person. You go to a white establishment, right? You find, let's say a white receptionist, and then you go ahead and blurt out the words, I don't like white people, causing commotion in that way. Think about the consequences you as a black person would face if you went to a white establishment and caused that kind of commotion. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. When people see your skin color and you causing commotion, things may not turn out the way you want them to. It was different for this white lady, by the way, because they pulled the lady aside, gently told her, we don't do that here. Who are you here to see? And then she mentions the name of the doctor. And then I believe they figured out a way to help her. I am 100% sure that if you're a black person pulling a stunt like this, the situation would be different for you. I'm sure they would be calling 911. The cops would be busting in it. The SWAT team would be in there as if you had committed the world's greatest sin. Let's also talk about the current culture, about how so many white people will victimize and weaponize their privilege to kind of get like black people in trouble. I see that happen here all the time when, a white person will come and maybe get a service. And once they're not happy with the service, they'll call the manager and get this black person in trouble over something that could have been resolved among them or something that is also unfair.
You will not spit in it, you will not do anything to it, you will cook it properly. Do you understand that?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Do you understand that?
Understand.
Good.
I meant that the chicken.
Shut up.
And we see this happen time and time again where white people think they are so superior to other races, they can do what they want and there would be no consequences, there would be no repercussions. I mean, I would love to have that privilege. Like imagine waking up and thinking, hell, I could do what I want. Having the audacity of a white man in his 30s, that's the audacity you need to carry because they could care less what happens to them. They could weaponize every situation to make themselves look good and get the other person in trouble and they wouldn't care. But this particular comment, I bet she got served by her doctor with no issues is what I was also trying to get at. No matter what she did, she still got the service that she was requesting for. But I'm telling you this, as a black person, if you were in those shoes, you would not be getting anything of that sort. The bigger lesson is that as black people, we need to go where we are celebrated. As a group of people, we need to go to places where disrespect towards our own people is not tolerated. If you go to establishments like that and you see something like that happening, you need to call it out or stop supporting such businesses because in the end, I would hate for you to be giving more money to these people who are treating your people like that. Like who would want that to happen to them? I dare say instead of begging for a seat at the table, make your own table and then sit at that table, eat at that table and then call on your people to sit and join you at that said table. We can cry and talk about this all day in, day out. Things like this keep coming up, white people using the N-word. Like the recent A$AP Rocky trial, so many white people in the courtroom were using the N-word just freely. If an institute like that can just use a word like that and play around with it, what do you think is happening in other institutions? Why do you think that white people are now having the ability to kind of be comfortable in saying that word? It's because the consequences for them saying that word are not there. And if they're there, they're not that dire, they're not that big. Like they're not going to lose a lot of things if they just use the N-word. So they use it all the time. We have to call them out. If you see something like this, you need to call it out and say, you know what, this is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. You need to stop. Pause. I do have a challenge for you guys. If you were in this situation, what would you have done? Would you have been calm If you're the receptionist, would you have been calm? How would you go about this? I'd love to hear it from the comment section. And what are we as Black people doing to make sure as a community we blossom and come together and do amazing major things, as one? Because these people can see the division that's happening amongst us. So we need to kind of keep things enclosed, come together and work together and do something positive, for the community, for those who come after you. I guess that is important to the everyday person, and it is important to me. I hope that it is important to you. And that's been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode to the end. If you've enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, do all the nice things. Follow us on all our social media pages at Kangana Nation. Follow me at Janita Maya, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.